guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to 25 days of YouTube. As we are wrapping up the year, it only made sense to include a looking back on my resolutions video into this whole series. So that is what we are going to do today. I have my list of my goals and resolutions that I posted at the beginning of the year. Posted that video back in January, if you did not know, if you weren't here, if you just didn't watch it. It's there if you want to go watch it, but I'm basically just going to recap them right now anyway. So let's get into this list. So my first goal was to read at least 24 books this year, and I am definitely on track to complete that. I am currently sitting at like 23, and I have 2 books that I'm still in the middle of, so I'm going to go ahead and guess that by the end of the year I will have hit 24, because I just don't see myself not at least finishing one of them. See, my second goal was to start working towards my master's degree. I did not do that. I actually changed my mind completely on that and decided that it wasn't really something that I felt like I wanted to pursue. It wasn't where my heart was at. It wasn't where my priorities were. It just wasn't something that I was really wanting to accomplish right now. Maybe I'll accomplish it one day. Maybe it will still be on that list of things for my future, but right now I was feeling more in the mood for travel and adventure and creativity, and like some of the other goals on my list basically came first, and that's okay. You're allowed to change your mind when it comes to your goals, so keep that in mind. The third thing on my list was to decrease my sugar and dairy intake, and I was a little back and forth on it this year, but I think overall I did pretty good. I went and looked at the beginning of the year. I kind of looked at my normal like eating plan, eating routine, I guess, like the types of meals I would normally eat during a week, and there was a lot of dairy in them, like every single meal, and so I made myself cut that back to like 3 times a week. I was allowed to eat dairy in like my dinners and things like that, and I've stuck to that pretty well, and yeah, overall I think I've done pretty good at decreasing my sugar too, because I just like don't let myself buy things as much that have a bunch of sugar in them. Sometimes it's difficult because, I mean, it just is, but for the most part I think I've done pretty good for it. So the next thing on my list was to journal at least 3 times every week, and I have definitely stuck by that, which I'm pretty proud of myself for. It wasn't always easy. Sometimes it felt like I was just writing down random like crap that didn't make sense, but it got my brain going and it got me in the process of writing. And there were days where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna write like a couple sentences, and I would write like a page and a half. So I mean, if nothing else, I just learned that all I need to do is just start writing and start clearing out my brain so that I can actually get to whatever is going on and make myself feel better that way. So definitely stuck with that goal, and I'm definitely going to continue to stick with that goal. Next on my list was to learn new recipes and improve my cooking skills. I feel like I kind of did this one. Like, whenever I first started this whole process, I was like, alright, I'm gonna learn like a new recipe every week or every 2 weeks, or you know, whatever. And I tried to stay with that for a while. I learned like, you know, different types of chicken and things like that, and I shared some of them on this channel. But after a while I kind of fell out of it, and which is weird because I figured like decreasing my dairy intake I would just automatically need to find new recipes, and instead I just became very comfortable with eating like rice and chicken with different toppings and things like that. So that's not a bad thing. I mean, it's still better for me than eating a bunch of cheese, but I don't know. I would like to continue trying to learn new recipes. Sometimes it's just difficult for me because when you're only cooking for one person, it's difficult to find recipes that are measured out for one person. The next thing on my list was to declutter my house, and I definitely accomplished this one. There's still plenty more to go, I'm sure. I'm sure if I went through all that stuff like again and again and again, I could get it down even lower. But I went from having this like crazy amount of like plastic storage tubs against my wall in my living room down to like 6 of them or something. And a lot of it is just like Christmas decorations, because those take up quite a bit of space. And even some of that is stuff that I still need to go through, and like as I pack things away after Christmas and everything, I'll probably go through and figure out what I don't really still want to keep, what I won't use again, things like that, and just get rid of some of that. But yeah, for the most part, I got rid of a bunch of stuff, and I was pretty proud of myself for it. The next thing on my list was to focus on my mental health and my self-care, and I feel like I kind of took you guys along on that journey with me this year by doing my quarterly mental health check-ins. So I guess if you want a really good update on that one, just watch my last mental health check-in video. It is a part of this series. And yeah, but I think I've done pretty good at focusing on that and being better about taking care of myself, I guess. And the last thing on my list is to go on more adventures. And as you guys saw, I did go to Hawaii, and it was amazing, and it was cool to go on a plane for the first time and see new places and just experience new things in general. And that was an absolutely amazing trip. The last adventure that I'll be going on for this year is to Nashville. I'm planning on going for my birthday. There should be a vlog for that later on in the series after my birthday. But yeah, I am planning on going to Nashville. Fingers crossed that all works out and the weather cooperates. And just in general, I've been going on more adventures just right here in my own state and area, because there's a lot to do in Arkansas, and there's a lot of beautiful things to see, crazy hikes to go on, fun things like that. So I've been doing a lot of that lately too, and it's a lot of fun. It's fun to disconnect, and it's fun to just experience the world and see things and connect with nature. So I've been having a lot of fun with that, and I definitely plan on continuing to go on more adventures moving forward. So that is it for this video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we are in the middle of 25 days of YouTube, and why would you want to miss out on that? And if you want to update me on how your resolutions went for this year, just leave me a comment down below, because I would love to know how you guys did, and if you changed your mind on anything, because that's totally okay. If you felt super accomplished about any of them, I would love to celebrate that with you. And yeah, let's just share in each other's experiences. Maybe you will encourage other people to add things to their goals and resolutions list for next year that they hadn't even thought of. You never know. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!